All right. It's Tuesday, February 10th, 2026. And today's the day. Confidence Maxing is live. It's launch day, and I couldn't be more excited to share this book with you. And so this is day 2 of launch week for me. And so my hope and my goal is to talk you through some of my favorite parts of the book. And the purpose of the book is to help you develop your confidence stack so that you can be more socially competent and confident. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite things. We're going to talk a little bit about how you can just change things and a little bit about competence maxing. So let's dig in. So you can just change things. One of my favorite concepts from the book is, and I cover this in chapter 1, where I just talk about the different phases of what's covered in the book. So what do you need to, what's the high level view of what you'll learn in the book that will make you more socially competent, and as a byproduct, make you more socially confident? So phase 1 is your social operating system. In my experience, people are kind of walking around with a faulty OS that just needs some debugging because it's got some unhelpful code that is making it more difficult for them to be social, making it more difficult for them to feel socially confident, and making it more difficult for them to take the actions that they need for both. So the mental software update will fundamentally change the version of you that you bring into every social situation for the rest of your life. Because that's something that is a really important point, which is the skills that you'll learn in my book, Confidence Maxing. They will stay with you for the rest of your life, and you get to benefit. Read once, apply forever. And I'm excited. I'm excited for you for that. So in phase 1, you'll focus on the right things, and you won't view situations negatively. Like, you'll change the story you tell yourself about ambiguous social interactions. You'll rebound from awkward moments quickly, and you won't have an inner jerk that criticizes everything you do socially or stops you from doing things that you need to do to improve. For some, the first few chapters may be the most important chapters they will ever read. And that's not an exaggeration, because I've had clients literally tell me that when I teach these lessons. Phase 2, IRL maxing and staying consistent. So you can have all the skills in the world, but if you don't have opportunities to practice, guess what? you're not going to improve. You have to have opportunities to practice. So in chapter 6, we'll talk about how to do a couple of things: how to spot opportunities to practice in your daily life that you might be ignoring, and how to create the right opportunities to practice every week, and also what kind of opportunities to avoid. And that'll help you sort of suss out the right events to go to, so that you don't spin your wheels and spend more time than you have to focusing on the wrong things. And in chapter 7, we'll tackle something that most books in sort of the self-improvement category just flat out ignore. What to do after the high of motivation wears off and you feel like quitting. The things you'll learn in that chapter just might change your life in terms of starting any new endeavor. It's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the most important chapters in the book, because it could be that you read the book and you have high motivation throughout the entire thing. You put everything into practice and the rest is history. But any new skill, in my experience, you end up hitting some sort of plateau where the high of motivation wears off. And this is true for any skill. And so I wanted to make sure to include stuff to help you get over what I call the motivation gap. Phase 3, conversation skills. So we'll cover the right way to start a conversation, why it's not nearly as complicated as you might think. We'll explore how to enter conversations with the right amount of energy and avoid accidentally killing the vibe. And we'll also examine why the second thing you say is more important than the first thing when you're starting conversations. We'll talk about how the social answers that you seek are in the environment waiting for you to uncover them. And after that, we'll cover how to avoid running out of things to say if you've ever struggled with your mind going blank and conversations fizzling out. That section will make sure that that never happens to you again. That's one of the most common things that I help people with. And we'll also talk about how to think around the current topic so you never run out of things to say. And I'll show you how to switch on easy mode in conversations so that you make it easy for people to reply to you. And we'll cover the right questions to ask and how to tell compelling stories and all that good stuff. And even the right amount of preparation you should do. So you don't want to over prepare. You don't want to overthink. My book is for overthinkers so that they think less and they can act more. Phase 4, friendship maxing. So in chapter 15, we'll discuss how to bridge the gap between acquaintance and friend and how you can start to grow your social circle. We'll cover the 5 waypoints on the what I call the friendship line, think a subway line, and how you can move people from one waypoint to another. I recently shared this chapter with a client and he was blown away. He was saying, "Oh, I wish I'd been told this 10 years ago." He's furiously taking notes. And then phase 5, we'll close the book with a 30,000 foot overview and think of that chapter like a cheat sheet. It's probably what you'll refer back to most when you refer back to the book. You'll get the steps and a way to practice without accidentally burning yourself out, plus everything I've learned from 2 decades on confidence maxing distilled into 20 lessons over 2 pages. The end of each chapter has action steps that are small in nature, but they accumulate over time. You're building what I think of as a confidence stack in this book. I'm showing you the way to build a confidence stack. It's many individual skills that are layered together in a self-reinforcing loop that add up to more than the sum of their parts. And then at the very end of the book, there's a 21-day confidence maxing challenge where if you need a little extra nudge to get started, sort of a paint by numbers way to take action, it'll give you 21 small daily actions over, you guessed it, 21 days to help you put what you learned in the book into rapid action without overthinking. So that's a high-level overview of what you will learn in the book. Let's cover one of the key concepts of the book. Skills plus reps plus time equal confidence. So in my opinion, this is the formula that leads to confidence in any area of your life, but we're applying it to people skills. You can't have skills and no reps. That's just knowledge. You can't have reps and no skills because that's wasted effort. And if you have time without skills and reps, guess what? You're just being lazy. So skills plus reps plus time equal confidence. You can't shortcut any single one. What this book teaches you is that you will learn the right skills, you will uncover options for reps in your life, and ways to maximize those opportunities that you already have or develop new opportunities. And then you add in the variable of time. Skills plus reps plus time equal confidence. The last thing I'll have you think about here is in any area of your life, think about something that you've gotten good at. You probably followed some sort of system to get there. Could be in school they gave you a curriculum. Could be you go to the gym, maybe you bought a workout plan that told you exactly what to do. Great. The best system is one that you follow. So if you've wanted to improve your people skills for a while, I'm going to toot my own horn here. I believe that this book is the best system in the world for you to improve your social confidence. Step by step, build a confidence stack and have lasting change. And I think mainly the early feedback I'm getting from some readers on my launch team is how they appreciate how simple everything is. And it's a high compliment, actually, because the more simple we can make a system, the easier it is to execute. And then execution over time, skills, reps, time equal confidence. So being that it's launch week, if you go on Amazon right now and you buy Confidence Maxing and you send me a screenshot of your receipt at hello@confidencemaxing.com, obviously 2 X's in Confidence Maxing, I'm going to give you a launch week bonus that is a non-public 23-minute video that I usually only share with clients, where I break down stories using the storytelling framework from chapter 14. And so it's a great way to help you dial in your stories. So you can trot out stories whenever, wherever, and they will be compelling stories. All right. That's all I got for you today. We'll talk again soon.